What's going on, everybody? Falcons fans, this is my last official video for the season. I really didn't get a chance to say what I wanted to say yesterday because I was, bummed out about the loss. But hold on, let me take these headphones off. Okay, so I didn't get to say what I wanted to say yesterday because I was, pretty saddened by the loss. But I wanted to do this last video, and I wanted to make it good. Now I know it's probably a 99% chance I cannot persuade any positivity in the Falcons fan base. I know that. I know it's a possibility. I can't do that. I probably won't do that. So what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna speak my mind, and I'm just gonna speak from my heart. And if there's any real Falcons fan out there that even cares to look at this video or even cares to hear what I have to say, please feel free to watch. But looking at the game yesterday, it seemed like, everything was well in hand and everything was going well in the first half. But, everybody's talking about we blew the lead and stuff. Really, to tell you the truth, and I know this is going to make a lot of people upset, I mean, in a way, I don't really felt like we completely blew the lead, because y'all have to understand, this is the San Francisco 49ers, okay? This is one of the best teams in the NFC, let alone in the NFL. I could see if we were going up against a terrible team that just got to the playoffs off a sheer miracle and just had an average offense and an average defense. And I could see if we messed around and let that team come back from a 17-point lead or a 17-point deficit or whatever, then yeah, I probably would have been even more shocked. But what we have to understand as fans, and this is just from the heart, and this is my own personal truth I'm speaking. What we have to understand as fans is when we're playing against other good teams besides us, that team's going to make a comeback. That team is going to, if they're down 17 points, they are going to keep their poise. If you have a good coach and you have a good coaching staff, they're going to train you to keep your composure and find a way to come back into the game. Now I'm going to put y'all up on something. Yes, even though we lost this game, and even though it's heart-wrenching, we only lost the game by 3 points. Okay? Let's look at it like that. We only lost the game by 3 points, y'all. It's not like we came out here and got completely dominated by the 49ers. Okay? We outplayed the 49ers for most of this game. It just turns out that we made mistakes at the wrong time. Not saying that it's ever a good time to make a mistake, because it's not. But we made the mistakes at the wrong time. Matt Ryan threw that interception at the wrong time. Matt Ryan fumbled that snap at the wrong time. Okay? San Francisco got a 3-and-out on us in their case at the right time, but we got a 3-and-out at the wrong time. So let's not take this too personal, y'all. Let's not overshadow what we did good. Yes, I know the negative is going to overshadow everything that I'm saying, and we're just going to look at it as we lost in the NFC Championship and lost our chance to go to the Super Bowl. I get it, y'all. I get it. Okay? But if there's any Falcons fans out there, or any people in general that have some positive outlook on life and are not pessimistic and don't look at the glass half empty and take some positives away from this game, then you'll agree with me when I say that in spite of this loss, we played well. At least that's the approach that I'm going to take. We played well. Okay? And I've been hearing folks, some of their comments, and I've been looking at some of the videos. Everybody's talking about, oh, the defense is bad. The defense sucks now. Really? Y'all are that negative, and y'all letting this get to y'all mind that bad that y'all are overlooking the great things that this defense has done? Okay, we may not have been, you know, we may not have ranked the highest in the stats, but guess what? We were effective. And us being effective is what got us to this point. Yes, we may have lost, but it still got us to this point because we were effective. And effectiveness counts, y'all. Effectiveness counts. Okay? So, when I look back at it, when I look back at this game, it's not because we didn't play well, because we did play well. The one negative that I really look back on this game is we made the mistakes at the wrong time. You don't throw an interception in the middle of the third quarter. You don't throw an interception at all. You're not supposed to do it at all. It's a bad thing if you throw an interception anyway if you're a quarterback. But at least if you do throw an interception, let it be in the first half. Because the second half, that's when the waning moments come down. And as far as fumbling the snap, well, that's a mental error. That's a lack of focus. Well, you know what? I'm not going to even look at it like that because we were focused this game. We were moving the ball downfield, and had it not been for that fumble snap, we would have put it in the end zone. I know we would. I believe we would. But it's, again, we made that mistake at the wrong time. And again, I am not insinuating that making a mistake in any part of the football game is a good thing. I'm just saying, when it comes down to the waning moments, particularly the second half of the football game, which is where the football game is decided most of the time, that is the wrong time to be making mistakes. Because if you make those type of mistakes late in the second half, particularly the third quarter going into the fourth quarter, you may not have a chance to redeem yourself. At least if you make that mistake in the first half, you have a chance to redeem yourself. Because it's not a part in the game where the game is about to be decided. Okay? Just wanted to make that point clear. Now going back to the defense, for the most part, we played well. We stopped the run for the most part. But in the passing game, we got beat. Okay? I'll admit that. We got beat in the passing game. But again, when you are dealing with another great team as the San Francisco 49ers, and you're dealing with the weapons that they have on offense, I mean, you do the best you can, but, you know, you get beat. I mean, look at us. Look at all the weapons we have. We got Julio, Roddy, Tony, Harry, receivers. Then we got Turner, Snelling, and Quiz in the running game. Now in the passing game, do you honestly believe as good of a defense as the San Francisco 49ers is, especially looking back at that first half, those guys could not cover all of us. They could not. And that was the same situation that we got in when we faced off against their offense. We just could not cover everybody. If we could, that'd be great. Especially when you're dealing with the type of offense that they run, which is the read option. And this is one of the reasons why I can't stand that offense, because it's too many complications and it's extremely difficult to defend. But some way, somehow, you have to maintain some discipline to stop it. And while you try to do the best you can to account for the quarterback and make sure he doesn't take off and run, you have to worry about the tight end. You have to worry about the running back. I'm not making excuses. I'm just saying, while everybody wants to get on our defense, y'all don't understand. We don't understand how difficult it is to defend an offense like that. It's already difficult enough defending against a pure pocket quarterback. But when you got a quarterback that's athletic and can not only run but throw, I mean, you know, the plays are not going to work out for you all the time. You're going to make mistakes. But you just have to keep going through your progression and just keep practicing and keep getting better at defending athletic quarterbacks who can run and throw. That's all you can do. And while we're sitting up here pointing the finger at what we did most of the time, let's give a little credit to the 49ers. Because you know what? They were here for a reason too. They wanted to go to the Super Bowl just as bad as we did. So let's give a little bit of credit to them. Forget all this, oh, don't be talking about the 49ers like that and all this other stuff. Let's give the other team some credit. Let's acknowledge them for being a good team too. The NFC Championship is only played with 2 teams, and those are 2 of the best teams in their conference that year, and 2 of the best teams that survive their divisional round and make it to this point. And us and San Francisco were the 2 best teams that survived our divisional round matchups and made it to this point. When you have 2 good teams facing off like this, something's going to happen. See, the one thing about us as fans, we get our hopes up so much, and sometimes we get overconfident. I ain't gonna lie. There's a lot of Falcons fans that, comments that I read, and some Falcons fans that I watch that are just too darn overconfident. And we got to come out of that. We got to stop being like that. We got to start giving more respect to these teams, okay? Because they're professionals just like we are, and they get paid to play the sport of football like we do. So let's give them a little bit of respect, can we? Really? Because San Francisco is a great team. And it just turns out they didn't make any mistakes when it mattered, so therefore they got the win. We did, and we lost. That's just the way it goes. So again, I say, instead of, dogging the Falcons out and talking about every little negative thing that we did or that we didn't do, or how Dirk Cutter should have did this, or how the defense should have done this, let's be a little positive here, can we? I know that's kind of hard for some of you Falcons fans out there to do, but let's be positive to a certain extent. Okay? Let's look at how well we did play. Let's look at how well our quarterback played. All these fan bases and everything, I'm reading all these comments talking about Matt Ryan as a choke artist. just because he didn't win the NFC Championship. That doesn't make him, I don't think that makes him a choke artist. I just think that Matt Ryan, like I reiterated earlier, made the mistakes at the wrong time. That's how I look at it. I don't look at it as he choked. In my opinion, Matt Ryan had a great game, an awesome game. Threw for darn near 300 yards, was sniping that San Francisco secondary. That San Francisco secondary that everybody feared. That everybody said, you know, when you come across the middle or when you're in the open field was going to knock you out. Matt Ryan sniped them for darn near 300 yards. That's not choking to me. See, unlike me, unlike a lot of people in the media, and unlike a lot of other fans and people here on YouTube and the articles that I read, I don't base success just off of a title that people give other people. I'm not going to place no title of Matt Ryan being a choke artist just because he didn't win the NFC Championship. I ain't gonna put that label next to him. Matt Ryan is a great quarterback. He's an awesome quarterback. All you fan bases out there, y'all can disagree with me all you want. It's probably, you know, some fragile Falcons fans on here that are gonna disagree with me too. But all the true Falcons fans and all the true fans of football that respect quarterbacks and that respect what Matt Ryan has done this entire season and even in these playoffs, you know that he's a great quarterback. Hell, I'll even say he's elite. I'll say it. Yeah, y'all can call me crazy. Y'all can say, you know, I don't know what I'm talking about, you know, because of course that's what y'all are going to say. Because y'all put titles next to people. Everything has to be defined with a title by somebody. I don't believe that. I believe Matt Ryan played beautiful. This offense played beautiful. I think the defense played beautiful. But they made the mistakes at the wrong time. That's how I see it. And like I said, at the same time while I'm talking about that, I give credit to the San Francisco 49ers. I give this credit to the San Francisco 49er fans. Okay, 49ers fans, you have a great team. You do. You have a great team. The offense is great. The defense is great. The coach is great. All of that. And I mean that. Y'all have a great team. Y'all really, really do. And I'm looking forward to meeting y'all again next season in Candlestick. And I'm sure that'll be another knockdown, drag-out game there. Because, in my opinion, I'm not over here, you know, moping around or nothing like that. I'm not. I believe we can get better. I think this is the stepping stone for us getting better. I even think us making to this point is a step in the right direction. See, and another thing, and I know I'm going to go, I know this is going to cause me to have this video go over, but I don't care. This is my last video of the season. I'm going to go over however long I want to go over. Anybody who's got a problem with this, kiss my behind. But anyway, I think this is a step in the right direction because, again, going back to us as fans. See, us as fans, we look at the TV so much that we fail to understand how hard it is to really succeed in football. We do. I know I'm getting all off subject a little bit, but I want to bring a little truth, and I just want to bring my own little spin on this whole thing. Some of us fans really overlook how really difficult it is to succeed in the sport of football. A championship team is not built overnight. And I know I'm going to make a lot of people upset when I say this, and I know a lot of people may not want to hear what I'm saying. But the few people that do feel what I'm saying and do understand the game of football, please watch this video and listen to what I'm saying. But we don't understand how difficult it is to succeed in the sport of football. We don't. We just look at the TV and, just look at, because, he didn't make this play, or that call wasn't made, or whatever the case may be. We just look at it, as that. But we don't understand that it takes building through the draft. It takes a good front office. It takes hiring a grade A coaching staff. We don't understand the little things that go behind building a championship team. Look at the San Francisco 49ers, for example, since they were the team that we just previously played. Or I'll even go further back. Look at Seattle. Look at Seattle. How did their defense become so good? Because they built through the draft. They drafted good players. Their front office is smart. They have a good coaching staff. Their head coach has progressed. And now going back to the 49ers now. Same situation with them. How did their team get so good and develop into a Super Bowl team? Because, again, they built through the draft. They have a smart, good front office. They have a grade A coaching staff. They have a grade A head coach. They drafted good players. And I believe that's the same thing with us. We have a good coaching staff. We have a grade A front office. We drafted good players. It's just now, it might take a little longer for us to develop into that championship team. But we will get better, people. We will get better. I'm tired of hearing all this doubt and all of this quit and all of this, hopelessness in certain fans. I'm tired of hearing that. It's time to start looking at getting better. Every time we don't get to where we want to go, or every time our football team doesn't get where notice I said doesn't get where we want them to go, we just think, oh, we'll never get there. We'll never get there. But it is a process. And it's also a mindset. You got to think that you'll get there. You got to believe that you'll get better. Not only as a player, but as a fan base too. We have to believe that our football team will eventually get better and eventually get there. We have to believe that, y'all. Okay? Like I said, I know I'm not going to convince y'all to be positive about this thing. So really, I'm just talking to myself. But if there's anybody else out, if there's any real, true football fans / Atlanta Falcons fans that believe in this same thing that I do, then I appreciate you for watching this video. But anybody else that doesn't want to believe that, that's the reason why you feel the way you feel right now. Because you don't believe that we'll get better. Your mindset has been crushed all in one piece just because you didn't think the team got where you wanted them to get to. It's time out for that, y'all. It's time to start thinking that we will get better. You think the San Francisco 49ers, after all those years that they missed the playoffs, and through all of those trying times that they had to go through with head coaches and coaching staffs and all this other stuff, you don't think that even though they were feeling the heartbreak and the guilt of not getting where they want to get to, do you think that they still didn't have that mindset that they were going to get better sooner or later? Well, guess what? They did. Look at the Seattle Seahawks. You think their fan base is I mean, I know they're bummed out that they didn't make it to the NFC Championship, but do you think that in the back of their mind they're not thinking we're going to get better and we're going to eventually become a Super Bowl championship team? They are. That's how the Atlanta Falcons fan base needs to do. And it doesn't just need to be a half or a portion of us. It needs to be all of us. I'm just saying. I'm just saying. We need to start thinking that we will get better. Every time we don't get where we think our team is supposed to be, our mindset is crushed. Our hopes are crushed. It's just, oh, it's over now. We'll never get there. Stop thinking that way, y'all. Stop thinking that way. Now, I'm not going to call nobody's names out, but you know who you are, man. Sitting up here thinking that, oh, you know, just because we didn't get where I thought we were going to get to, the season means nothing. It does mean something. This was a magical season. Probably one of the most historic seasons that the Falcons football team has ever had, or even the Falcons team has had, period. This was a historic season. We jumped over many hurdles, set many records, won a lot of games that people thought that we weren't going to win. And now you're sitting up here saying it means nothing? Stop thinking like that, man. I done been silent about that for too long. But I'm going to open up my mouth and I'm going to say how I feel about that. All y'all Falcons fans out there moping around and just thinking that, oh, it's no tomorrow, it's not a second chance, it's not an opportunity. Stop thinking like that. Stop having that closed-minded attitude. Open up your mind. It's always a tomorrow. It's always a second chance. But you have to believe that. I do. But I know everybody's not like me. So like I said, I'm not going to force y'all to think this way. I'm just saying how I feel as a fan. I'm not finna be moping around and you know, just dwelling on the negative or the shoulda, coulda, wouldas. I'm thinking about getting better. I'm thinking about the process. I'm going through the process. I'm thinking about the development through the draft and everything else. I'm thinking about the little things that it takes to become a successful and an eventual championship team. That's what I'm thinking about. And that's how y'all should be thinking. You know what makes y'all minds so weak? Because y'all pay attention to what other people say. Stop letting other people dictate the way how you think. You know how good this football team is, and you know the capability of it. But anyway, I'm about running out of stuff to say. But going back to the subject at hand, which is the loss in the championship game, the NFC championship game to the 49ers. I don't believe we played bad. Everybody talks about, oh, we blew a lead. Oh, you know, we shouldn't have allowed this. We shouldn't have allowed that. I don't think we blew a lead. I think it's just the simple fact that we went up against another great team in the San Francisco 49ers, and we made mistakes at the wrong time. That's how I see that. Because if we would have played badly, that score wouldn't have been 30-28 or 24-28 or whatever the score was. It wouldn't have been a 4-point loss. It would have been a 20-point loss, a 30-point loss. That's playing badly. That's, if you want to call it choking. That's not showing up. We showed up. It's just some things had showed up about us that were not supposed to be shown. Some mistakes were made by us that were not supposed to be made at the wrong time. That's how I see it. And then on top of that, I feel like the referees were not giving us a break. And I'm not making excuses. That's the truth. Y'all can go back and look at the game. Y'all know you know the referees could have given us a break on a couple of plays that clearly were fouls. Clearly. And then they called some of the tackiest fouls. That's the one thing I can't stand about the NFL. Everything is so ticky-tack. Everything is overly technical. If you go up trying to swat a ball in the moment of play, and you accidentally come down and swipe a dude on the helmet or swipe the quarterback by the helmet, it's called a personal foul and a shot on the chin. Really? And even that last play, how was that not called a pass interference or a holding? Anyway, I'm going to close out with this, since this is my last Falcons video of the season. Falcons fans, Dirty Bird Nation, whatever we want to call ourselves, Falcons fans, let's think about getting better. Let's stop thinking because we failed, we don't have another chance to make it right, because we do. Let's think about getting better. Let's start being positive for a change in the midst of defeat, instead of being negative in the midst of defeat. I'm not preaching. I'm not trying to be a motivational speaker. I'm just telling you how I feel. Let's start thinking about getting better right now. Even though our season is over, and even though we're going to go about our personal lives and whatever else we got to do for the rest of this year or for the rest of these couple of months until our football season comes back around again, let's think about getting better. Let's think about towards the future. Let's think about the good things and the capabilities that lie ahead of us. Because I guarantee you, other fan bases that didn't make it to the Super Bowl, I bet you they're not thinking the way that they are. Even some of our own arch nemesis fan bases. The Saints fans, they still believe, as much as I hate to say that. The Saints fans, they believe that they're going to get better, even though they didn't make it to the playoffs this year. The Seattle Seahawks fans, they believe they're going to get better, even though they didn't make it to the NFC Championship. Let's think about getting better, y'all. For real. Stop being so negative in the midst of defeat. And know that there is a second chance. Know that there is next season. Y'all be safe. Y'all be blessed. I've enjoyed y'all this whole year. Thank you for everybody that has watched my videos and that has supported me. And for all the people that don't support me and, you know, doubt me or whatever y'all do, I still love y'all and I pray for y'all. But it's been real, y'all. I'll see y'all next season. And remember, y'all, we will get better. And we will rise up again. Peace. Be cool.